Okay, but yes, first map, 2000 atmospheres. Do you think that last game's gonna be going through Crown's head? But Tavo is quite a bio player, right?
Yeah, he is. He is. Oh, fun fact, Tavo, he can mix and match if he wants to. If he needs to. He has been known to be an absolute degenerate and mech it up just like Smile. It's disgusting. It's good.
Oh man. But yes, here we go. Coming in to the first match of our best of 3. Is it best of 5? It's best of 5, correct? Yeah. Third place match. Spawning in the bottom left position. Is he from Peru? Light, please forgive me.
See.
He's from Peru. I knew that. I'm so smart. The Peruvian Terran player, currently playing for Unidos por el Vicio. It is Tavo.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Chilean Terran player himself, representing Infernales Esports. He just came out of a TvT. Hopefully he's still got it in him for another. It is Crown.
Oh, 2 gas opener each, Light.
Whoa.
I say it like it means something, but I've kind of discovered that in this matchup, it's you know, tech is kind of the name of the game in early game TvT.
Yeah.
You want versatile units, you want hard hitting kind of units, and you don't normally, unless you see, I guess, a proxy, you don't really normally see just one gas taken.
Yeah, that is how the meta has shifted and evolved over time, and that does kind of mean that like the initial openers, like the very initial openers, are pretty similar to each other. But from there, where will we go? Because I'm curious to see how Tavo will approach this. We've seen a lot of TvT from Crown already, and it does feel kind of like, you know, he has this certain style that he sticks to. He has stuck with bio for the most part. And that can be abused sometime, depending on, like, especially if your opponent knows what you're going for.
Yeah, I think we're not going to know for a bit of time, because both players will open with a 1-1-1, obviously factoring on the ways. Mirror builds actually at the moment very similar. Command Center is slightly faster for Tavo. I think a little Reaper skirmish. He's going to catch his Reaper actually, like.
Ooh, Tavo shoots first, and Tavo will be able to delay the CC on the alert. No, never mind. I was like, Tavo can delay the CC. Nope, he backs up. He goes back. He knows that there's a second Reaper coming out.
It's actually pretty, yeah, I didn't expect that. And we see a second Reaper also for Tavo. Now we see a third Reaper coming for Crown. So maybe feeling a little bit, you know, Reaper fights can really just happen, right? You can go crazy, it can snowball. When you say oh, is that a cancelled starport?
Yes, it was, and remade.
It's a bit of a rough start here with the Crown.
Yeah, a little bit, and because he lost that Reaper earlier, he can't really contend with this army of Tavo, so just like that, his CC is delayed. He has to wait for his Cyclone. Cyclone does come out, and because he made that third Reaper, he will be able to push all of this away. But again, he was forced to make another Reaper and forced to delay his add-ons.
Wow. That was actually really well microed there by Crown. Doesn't lose anything killing the 2... Was it 3 Hellions? Sorry, 3 Reapers and a Hellion?
2 Reapers.
But,
yeah.
2 Reapers and a Hellion, yeah. So great micro there by Crown. He now has map control, as we see Tavo has gone into a tank and Marines back at home. And I still feel like Crown, he's floating a few resources. Do you think he's going to drop some extra buildings? Or do you think he's just going to grab a BC or something?
I imagine just for production. Meanwhile, this is great timing here for Crown. He slips in just as the army is moving out, so Tavo doesn't really have too much here to defend. He's forced to pull the boys. SCV, sorry, a mule was taken out. A couple of SCVs are being taken out as well. Finally, a Cyclone will be able to clean this up. Hopefully, Crown recognizes, hey, where's your army? Something is wrong. Something is missing, because we got to drop.
Yeah, those Cyclones. Tavo actually slightly dropped just before he ran into those 2 Cyclones there, and he's going to keep everything alive for the most part. Oh man, that was incredible. I thought he was going to walk right over those 2 Cyclones, but good movements there by Tavo. And really good positioning by Crown too.
Yeah, that was beautifully done. Like Crown, he read correctly that there was a drop coming his way, so he was in position for it. But unfortunately for him, or I guess fortunately for Tavo, Tavo also recognized it, and he was able to prepare and kept his tank alive and medevac as well.
Yeah, it's pretty huge, all things considered. When you're kind of still on just 1-1-1, as both players are now, saving every unit you can, it can like mean that, you know, it can give you the momentum, it can help you defend. It's very important. But we see now a Banshee coming across the map for Crown, and Ravens are on the way. I don't believe there's a cloak, and unless this Banshee gets reasonable damage, this means that there's going to be a slight edge for Tavo when it comes to their air control. But so hopefully Crown can pick off a couple SCVs and get back into this game a bit more.
We'll see. I mean, once again, the army is outside the natural base, so it looks like a couple of SCVs are going to get picked off. Nicely done here by Crown. Again, this is something that he needs to do because he has been a little bit behind in the workers.
Yeah, and that's actually supply blocked on Tavo because he hasn't finished his depots off, and he's going to lose his Banshee, but he still hasn't. Okay, there he goes. He finishes the depots now, but that was kind of a cute move there by Crown.
Yeah. It's maybe unintentional, but impactful nonetheless. Meanwhile, the aggression has not ended. I don't know how I feel about this, but Crown is going in with his Raven as well. At least unlike the previous series, like there are no Vikings kind of patrolling the area to hunt down that Raven.
Yeah, and it looks like this is actually going to be some bio versus bio because both players throwing down 2 engineering base. Wait, my big mistake. Is that what he said?
He's saying hopefully my throat can survive because he said that this is a best of 5.
Oh. Okay. I just saw Maya and Gigante and the sumo password.
Shaking my head. The password, he's just confirming that this is a best of 5, not a best of 3. So we do not know that. Meanwhile, oh my god, we do have more harassment here at the natural base. This Raven getting a lot of work done, but at the same time, Tavo, mate, he's just sending it across the map. How many tanks does he have? He has 4 tanks and 2 Ravens.
Yeah, this is kind of a scary position. I'm not sure if he does have a medevac so he can leapfrog into the main. There's going to be a couple Vikings, but there's already 2 Vikings here for Tavo, and this could be quite a difficult kind of position for Crown to hold. Just with the tank sieging the main, however, now, and I think that yeah, he's just gonna chill out. But Crown's going to be moving out now to secure his third.
Yeah, this is a bold move, by the way. He's like, he scouted the army waiting outside. He's like, yeah, let me just sweetly take this third. And now, boom, in comes Tavo. At the same time, Crown is the first player to throw down all his auto turrets. And with that buffer, maybe he'll be able to hold on. No, Tavo throws down his own and he just cleans everything up on the ground.
Yeah, he does, and that's a really difficult position here for Crown. He loses all of his forces on the ground. He loses a Raven, and some tanks get shelled too. And he does have a couple Vikings. He might catch both of these Ravens, actually.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, he will.
That's insane. Oh, he
saves one.
That's insane. the Raven survives. Oh my god. Tavo barely keeps alive. But what's important is that I don't think Tavo, quickly checking, he hasn't lost a single tank this game. He's just kept every single one alive. And that's terrifying because tanks are king in TvT.
Yeah, and looking at the situation, these tanks are denying this third base here. Crown's just going to take the other base on the high ground, and yeah, he's just. He probably didn't want to take this one, but not too much, I guess, harm done. It is a little bit further away, a little bit harder to defend, but compared to the triangle base. But I guess if Crown's going for the, I don't know, like. I'm just monologuing right now. I'm trying to.
I agree. Crown, he's forced to take a little bit of an awkward third base, right? You don't have the high ground with your tanks. You don't have the high ground even here in your main base as well, and you can't cover your main either. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult for Crown to hold on to if Tavo decides to be that much more aggressive, as he is going bio tank as more medevacs are coming out. So the potential for a doom drop is getting closer and closer.
Yeah, there is indeed, and we see as we set up here, 4th base Tavo is already going to be taken, while the 4th base of Crown is just being started right now. And if you look at the production in both players' bases, they're just pumping up Marines. There's a tank just kind of big chilling, a lot of turrets in the main of Tavo actually. And it looks like neither player wants to really be too committed. There are some Marines in the field for Crown, but he does scan that third base now, and I think we're just going to have a bit of a posturing into a macro game here. Like,
Yeah, you say that, but Tavo did load up some medevacs. Here we go, double drop going into the main base. You were praising Tavo for his missile turret line. The Crown has some missile turrets as well, and some Vikings. Are they going to be in position though, because they're more here on the right, and Tavo still finds a way in nonetheless.
yes, and a good drop. He dodges the 2 turrets. He gets on top of the production. There's no tanks anywhere nearby. There's a few Marines and Vikings, but this is going to be very disruptive on top of this production here. Like,
Oh yeah, exactly. Workers are going to the Raven. Oh, the Raven gets picked up. A couple of Vikings get picked up as well. Great pickups here by Tavo, and at the same time, his main army is moving out.
yeah, you know the most dangerous kind of Marine drop, Light? It's the Marine drop when the medevacs die. Because the Marines are just gonna dive and just kill everything.
True, true. You never want to kill the medevacs because that means they're gonna stay and they're gonna deal even more damage. Speaking of, we do see Tavo diving on top of this army, the anti-armor missile on top of the Marines. All the Marines are gonna just get shredded.
Marines literally just melt, and we're just stuck with tank Viking, and there's equal numbers of tanks here, and there's nothing really to drop on top of the tanks. These medevacs, like I say, 1 or 2, maybe drop 1 Marine.
They faked him out. They forced the Vikings to land.
And we see here, and while the pressure's on here by Tavo, he's just taking his 4th base, and he's just having a jolly old time macroing away.
And he's Chilean, mate. He may be Peruvian, but he's Chilean here in this game as the rest of the tanks are slowly leapfrogging forward. Ooh, overextends a little bit, though. A little bit. So does needlessly lose 2 of his tanks, and now he looks like he will finally back off. And as all this is happening, Crown is slowly taking that 4th base. Unbeknownst to Tavo.
And to keep in mind though, like Tavo, he's dropped 3 extra starports, so he's feeling very comfortable in this game. He is just going to be transitioning to that air control, and he's only got 5 tanks compared to the 11 of Crown, so you'll need to be maybe slightly careful, be a bit diligent. But here we go, the movement's actually happening right now, and these medevacs aren't going to see it.
Oh, the medevacs don't see it, but they may even force Crown to go back home. We'll see as they do doom drop straight into the main base. Crown, does he turn around? He does not. Tavo, he's all the way on the other side of the map as well, so we may end up in a bit of an awkward base trade.
Yeah, no, this is super awkward, but unfortunately for Crown, he's got units on top of his production already. Tavo going to swoop around to that 3rd base, and Crown's going to find himself between all the bases, but I don't think he's going to want to be able to leapfrog. You want to get straight into that production straight away, but there's Marines in a tank already.
Yeah, there's already defenses here. Like Tavo, he did have a bit of a head start when it came to the base trade. We do see him already lifting up. He's already evacuating. He's already getting ready. And Tavo is already breaking into the natural. And Crown just barely doesn't... He's just not ready for this.
Yeah, no, he's not. There's 2 tanks about to pop, and I think Tavo will be able to get them out and just kind of consolidate his forces, but cute little lift up from Crown. He's going to siege tanks on the high ground, and actually, this is a bit of bio, but Tavo is also in the main of Crown.
Oh, exactly. These tanks here will be cleaned up. As you said, there's nothing in the main. There's absolutely nothing. GG gets called, and Tavo takes game number 1.
Yeah, wow, crazy game. I feel like Tavo, he did feel like he had a bit more rhythm in that game, a bit more of a kind of vibe. He initiated with the drops, he got some good damage done, and even though Crown, he got his tank count up and he was playing well, he couldn't really be decisive enough to get a head-on confrontation he wanted against the lesser tank Tavo army. So base trade, good choice there, I'd say.
Yeah.
From Tavo.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, I don't know if it was intentional, but like, it's just, you know, the scenario that he was presented with, and he just executed, he just went for it, and GG, well played. And I just want to tell everyone in the chat, ! Funada password, because he made this a best of 5, which means we still got a ways to go before we get to the grand finals, and it's okay for us, but mate, it's getting pretty late in Latin America, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm in Chile. It is 1:38 a.m. Oh yeah, it is getting quite late. Hydrate your heart. Actually, we could just Funara the sun, because the sun is the reason it's getting later.
True. Oh god.
But yeah, here we go. Curious Minds, and maybe these players will proxy or something. I don't know. Get over with, but Yes, I'm ready. Send me in. I'm tearing. 50%
Let's
handicap.
let's go. Let me just quickly check here. Peru time. What time is it in Peru? It is
It's 1:38 in Chile.
AM.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the time in Peru?
Peru. It's about to be midnight. So they do have some different time zones, but as you said, it's getting late, mate. It's getting late. Oof.
It is indeed late. But that's okay. More StarCraft for us. We don't mind. We're not players anymore.
No, that feels bad, man. Not anymore, mate. Not anymore. But
How
here
do you say quack in Spanish?
it's just like quack, but with a C. See our password? See how he said it with a C.
Ah. Quack.
You're learning how to quack in Spanish.
Did they just go like... I'm trying to think how they deviated it.
Well, like Spanish is
it pronounced the same?
Yeah, Spanish is you write it the way you pronounce it, so it's very easy to read Spanish.
Oh.
There's none of these weird like rules about how letters in different places make things sound differently. Like, nah, mate, Spanish is just you read it how you read it.
Can I ask you with Smile in chat said services? Is that, do you say like curveses or service? Is
He
it
said
CE rule?
cervezas is beer. He's like, yo, when are we gonna go get some chelas, mate? He's asking when we're gonna go get a beer together, basically. When are we gonna go get some drinks?
He's got his VTuber. He's got his beer. He's got his final. Smile is set tonight, bro. He's good.
Oh my god, mate! I don't know if you saw with his earnings, he's planning to buy a body pillow, mate. So for not a smile in the chat, he's getting a body pillow. Oh my god!
I gotta look up this VTuber now.
You're like, what a chat! He's living the dream.
Google's gonna be like, hold on, guys. It's time to recommend a bunch of VTuber stuff to
You're gonna get put on a list, mate. You're gonna get put on the list.
But anyway, here we go, spawning in the bottom correct position. The bottom right position. It is in, oh no, I suck at transport. It is Infernales.
Huh?
Crown. Nailed it.
Chilean, you know, Terran.
Oh, Chilean. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Y en la esquina superior de la mapa, Curious Minds E, tenemos el peruano, tenemos representando unidos por el vicio, we have Tavo, who is currently leading this series. Let's go.
You know what I think whenever I hear my Spanish intro and your Spanish intro?
What do you think?
It's like, you know that meme how it's like you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about? Can you just lay off my light?
No, but hey, I appreciate you, Chase. I appreciate the effort you
Por
put in.
favor, right? I mean, I'm not sure if our Spanish-speaking viewers will appreciate it as much, but I will improve.
Chase is trying. Okay, he's trying.
Don't worry, if we have Italian. If we get the big Italian geek light, I will cover for you, don't worry.
Let's go. Whip out your Italian, mate.
Oh boy, here we... Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
What are you seeing, mate? Are you seeing a fast add-on, mate? Are you seeing a single Reaper on the map for Tavo? Is that what you're seeing? Because there's two, actually.
I'm seeing exactly what you're seeing, because I'm watching your camera. But, but yes, we've got two more Reapers on the way for Crown.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a reactor on the rack for Tavo. What does this mean?
So we saw this, if you recall, we saw this in the previous series. We saw Crown open up like this against Smile, who happens to be in the chat right now, go for this mass Reaper style. And if you remember, this was sussed out earlier, and by the time Crown got across the map, Smile just evacuated his natural base, and there was nothing for them to do. It was a bit of a feels bad man moment. So hopefully this goes a little bit better for Crown, as he's just waiting for his next wave of Reapers. But we'll see. It's going to be on Tavo to scout this and figure out what's going on.
That's right, and Crown's got the high ground here. He's just gonna vibe it away. Maybe gonna try and dip up. I'd like to see that the Reapers go first because you can heal them. Not gonna get much, doesn't lose anything. But these two extra Reapers. Oh, actually, this is gonna be really good for Crown.
Oh my god, yeah, Crowny's gonna come out on top in this trade. Bearing in mind, we do have 2 more Reapers behind this. I'm gonna go not just Reapers, but Hellions as well. And now it's gonna be go time, I imagine. As Tavo's following up with a drop, just like he did in the previous game.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if you caught wind, but Tavo actually cancelled the add-on he was building on his starport and started a Viking immediately. So maybe super helpful because mechanical unit cyclones, you know, they're good. Compared to light units versus Reaper Hellion, but hold on, there is something on the doorstep of Crown already, Len.
Yeah, there's about to be things on the doorstep of both players because we also have a drop on the other side of the map as well. We have drops on drops. One of them has a tank, but a Cyclone pops out just in time here for Crown. With the Cyclone, it's going to be a little bit difficult for Tavo to really find more headroom. Meanwhile, oh my god, the Viking comes out just in time to take out the medevac.
Yeah, roll time with the Viking and the Hellions getting taken down too, and you see here, you kind of see the dynamics of each drop. You know, Reaper Hellion really good at picking up SCVs, very mobile. Meanwhile, Tavo, he just kind of forces the, you know, the production push back. He can't really push in and get on top of any SCVs. So, oh, there we go. SC production resuming. Yeah, Crown's macro slipped just slightly while that was going on. Yeah, what do we think of this now? The work account's even. Both players have 2 bases. I'd say it's not too much damage, but Tavo's moving out now and he kept his tank alive from earlier.
Yeah, he's always been great at doing this, like keeping these high-tech units alive. And bearing in mind that in that engagement, Crown lost his medevac, and he honestly doesn't really have a lot remaining here. He's got 1 Viking, 1 Cyclone, and 1 tank just popped out. Oh, if Tavo had been a little bit faster, then this would have been disastrous here for Crown, but at least he has that 1 tank.
Yeah, he does have that tank. He's actually going to have air control too with that Viking picking off. This Cyclone's in a bit of an awkward position. It's just actually might be able to... No, he went out of the vision unfortunately, but the hold. Crown holding here is pretty big, I'd say. His 3rd base is faster. His production's about to kick in too compared to the production of Tavo, who's still just on 1-1. And I'd say that even though he's a little bit down in supply, Crown's not in the worst spot.
Yeah, I do think that he's okay, right? I assumed that his production would be a little bit more hindered because of the drop, because he was forced to lift up, but no, like he's already working on his add-ons. His 3rd base is already done as well. He's working on an orbital, like he's looking pretty good. Like sure, he may be down in tanks, but elsewhere and down in army overall, but when it comes to his production, his economy, like it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, and this is a big thing also. We see now going for the swap after getting that tank out. We see the reactor on the starport and Viking production resuming. But meanwhile, Crown's already got a couple of Vikings out, and we saw he did have that Viking upgrade, Viking advantage from earlier as he took out the Vikings of Tavo with that push, and he's actually 3 up already. So great position here for Crown to be in.
Oh yeah. Definitely. As at the time, he was kind of patrolling his main base, just trying to cash any kind of drop coming his way. He's positioning himself outside of the 3rd base. He goes for a bit of a marine spotter, and he actually just barely misses the army. Okay, but he does scan.
Yeah, this is always going to commit. He's dropping the turrets down the tanks. There's more tanks here, twice as many. There's a couple of tanks lagging for Crown, but I think that he's going to be able to hold.
Made more than hold. He's going to be able to drop on top of all these tanks, and even though we were praising Tavo for saving all his tanks earlier, he's going to lose everything. Where is he?
Yeah, they're only... he's going to save too. Look, I like the Viking load up in the medevac. 1 saving grace from Tavo not being able to really get the damage done there is he pretty much reset the Viking count. We look at the Viking count, he's actually up 2-1 now, so great move. A couple medevacs coming for Crown now as well. So not normally you see 4 medevacs when you go, you know, it's kind of Viking versus Viking tank style, but maybe it means he wants to get funky with the drops, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have the freedom to do so, especially now that Viking count has pretty much been reset. But outside of that, like, they were able to deflect each other, you know, they're able to get their 3rd bases up and running. We're getting further into this game. There was no very clear, like, massive lead from anyone to snowball. So this is looking to become like a pretty solid TvT.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be extending into the later stage of the game. This watchtower, the Tavo is actually going to spot this drops. He's got a position,
Oh yeah.
respectively, and Crown might have seen that and been like, oh, he's got eyes on me. Where is it? Oh, this Marine!
Run, boy! No!
No. Oh, I'm so sad now.
F's in the chat. F's in the chat. The poor Marine. This thing's so good keeping an eye on things, but unfortunately he was gunned down in the prime of life. Oh boy. Speaking of the prime of life, a little bit surprising here, just quickly checking. Yeah, we do have 1-1 done, but here we go. Finally, 2-2 is now starting up here for Crown. A little bit behind that of his opponent of Tavo, as +2 armor still hasn't finished up either. Is it the biggest of deals? Not really. You know, it mainly comes down to tank count and air superiority, but it may come into play. I'm still waiting for +2 armor.
Me too. Now, one thing I feel like Crown could be doing better is he's letting this 4th base get up on location scot-free for Tavo, and when you have this map control, like he's gonna get there now, but it's finished. It might be able to fly away. Probably not though. But actually, this is probably best case scenario.
He's already flying away, mate.
He's on it.
He knows. In comes Crown, but it's too late. He's gonna be able to save the CC. Feels bad, man.
That's incredible game sense, actually. Maybe seeing the Marines at the top part and knowing that it's not being reinforced, and there's that risk at the bottom. But yeah, we see Tavo and Crown. It's reasonably even matchup now. So,
yeah.
But we see 6 medevacs now. Like we're going to see some mass dropping. Oh, a couple extra Vikings now.
May ask and you shall receive. Here we go. We have a double drop already on the way. Has to be careful. Almost gets intercepted by this army as it moves out. Does scan ahead of time. Looking to go for a bit of a drop. At the same time, Crown is set up outside the natural base of Tavo.
Oh wow, what a position this is, like. Actually, getting right into the main. There's a tank here. I don't know if it's stuck. Is it going to get taken out?
Oh,
Cancel the reactor.
It was stuck, actually. Couldn't find it. the tank was stuck.
No.
Now the mineral line is going down, but at the same time, Crown is dropping into the natural.
Yeah, and there's 4 tanks here, and Crown needs to get careful, pull these Marines back, and also Tavo needs to be careful, honestly. But we see already, Crown's going for a push at the top part. He knows where the army is. He knows it's either in his base or at the natural, and it's just crazy scenes going on everywhere, like.
Yeah, exactly. The double drop is still alive here, just barely. Meanwhile, it looks like all these tanks are going to get cleaned up. Unfortunately, they are kind of left for dead. They will go down. At the same time, Crown pushes down, but into all these tanks. But the tanks were left unattended.
Yeah, Crown's going to trade tanks for tanks, and it looks like he's got the good Marine account here, but the medevacs too. He's got 4 medevacs. This tank's going to be very important, but he can't really get forward enough to these Marines with the tanks, and actually Crown's trading really well so far.
Oh yeah, he's trading surprisingly well. I was so impressed that he was able to just take down that siege line, that tank line, the way that he did. Oh god, he is able to back off in the end, and after all said and done, we got to take stock a little bit. You know, Crown, he's ahead in bases. Crown, he's got his 4th base on location as well. When it comes to the tanks, he is behind, don't get me wrong, but where he falls in tanks, he makes up for in Marines. Yeah, 61, double the Marine count.
You're right, lad. I reckon just give him the crown now, but here we have. This is the kind of pinnacle of Tavo. This is the timing that Crown doesn't want him to hit, and Marines have very good kind of micro ability. They're very useful in that regard, but against this many tanks, does he just abandon this position? He's actually going across the map.
I love this. Why push into 5 tanks? You know, what kind of madman will do that? Just avoid the tanks, go across the map. There's only a single tank here. You have the Marine advantage, just send it. And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, that's right. And how's Tavo going to react? He's got 2 gangs on the high ground, actually, but he's going to lose his 3rd base for sure. And meanwhile, Crown's just kind of chilling back at home. He's only got 1 tank here as well.
Oh my god.
But there's 2 tanks in the main though.
There are 2 tanks in the main base. They're stuck just where the other one was stuck before. He goes for this. Oh, he cannot get into the main. He can't go anywhere.
Oh, and he's forced to drop. Like, the tank's sieging up. The Marines are going to take out half the army before they siege. And I think this is not the right decision from him.
He loses every single thing here. Crown takes a massive supply lead. He took down the 3rd base. He takes down the army, and he's still got plenty more Marines where that came from. He can keep on pushing if he wants. He's got a 5th base on the way. Mate, he's got everything. Except for +3.
He's
+3
got
armor.
everything. And the kitchen. Oh, there we go. The +3 armor now.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh boy, and Crown some very good decision making. We've seen good decision making from him so far this tournament. He's going to push forward a bit. Tavo also against Eggs, I believe, had good decision making. So it's cool seeing them go against each other. But there's also double the Marine count now, and there's tank advantage for Crown as well as he pushes in here.
Yeah, exactly. He's pushing on forward. Gonna be pushing into a siege line, but again, there are only 3 tanks here. Is it going to be enough to hold on? That is the big question. The Marines, there are just too many of them. There's just too much man with gun.
There's too many man with gun, even though it's been kind of like there's 20 Marines versus 30 now, but there's still this is actually a good move. But I don't know if the tank there is going to be able to push through. But this 4th base of Tavo is exposed, and actually there's a push going down. These tanks are on the siege, the most of them, but could pick up and retreat. But this 4th base, it's only an orbital too. Yeah, GG's.
GG gets called. Crown takes game number 2, and we have a series. Because it's not even the ace match.
1-1.
It's a best of 5.
It is indeed, Lightning. Here we go.
Also,
I wonder how the finalists feel about that.
I have a trigger warning for the chat, because if you look at the chat, there's just nothing but VTuber emotes in there now. Oh no.
Love to see it.
I love how our 2 weebs are fighting. Smile and Vortex. They're both fighting about who's the better VTuber. Oh well, I didn't know if you type in Komodo hype and PogChamp, it's the exact same emote now. Oh, there you go. There you go. Poggers. Oh god.
That's cool.
But yeah.
But yeah, Berlingrad Light. And I feel like if we're going to see a proxy this series, this will be the map to do it.
I hope so. They better, mate. They know what's good for them. Berlingrad is the map of choice here as we're getting ready for game number 3. The winner of this series will take a lead in this series and will be on match point. So this is a crucial moment here between these two, because we've seen them both excel. We've seen them both like have their moments in the sun in this series so far.
Yeah, we have actually. It's kind of it does. I don't want to say it boils down to early game build orders, because early game build orders can dictate, but it's kind of how each player's responded to the opponent's build order. It's like defending the harass. We had a couple extra Reapers, but even without those extra Reapers, Crown managed to kill the Hellion and the Reaper, and that gave him the map control. But yeah, I want to see. I'm curious. I don't know if both players trust themselves. I feel like they have good macro, good mechanics foundationally, but I'd love to see a cheese thrown in just to see how they can kind of like, if they can sneak a game out.
Yeah. I'm torn, because I want them to spice things up and to be that like ultra aggressive style, but at the same time, I can see these two being really cheeky and being like, "Yo, do you want to draw this out for the 2 finalists? Like, screw those guys, you know? They beat us. We have a best of. We're holding them up right now. We're keeping them up into the night. Like, let's go."
That'd be hilarious, actually. But yeah, here we go. Spawning in the bottom right position, Light. It is your Terran player. Can he pull himself ahead in this series? Representing, I was going to say Peruvia. Representing Peru. And Unidos por el Vicio, it is Tavo. Ah yes, the country of Peruvia.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Chilean Terran player representing Infernales Esports. It is Crown. I also just realized I had the wrong team set up for Tavo. My mistake. My apologies.
Unbelievable, Light. I would never make that mistake.
You'd never.
I would never be good enough to get to that point in the first place.
You'd never handle production, mate. What are you on about?
Yeah, no, I'd be the worst production handler. Except in ESL, I hinted champs. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, all good, all good. As we are getting into game number 3 to find out who takes the lead in this series. Will it be Crown? Will it be Tavo? Will it be Chile or Peru? We're here to find out, mate.
Yeah, and Berlingrad, it's a... Oh, Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Berlingrad is, as you know, Light, it is the shortest rush distance in the map pool.
Oh yeah.
Something a little cheeky I like to check out in each of these games. If the scouting SCVs take out the little mineral patches in the between to shorten the rush distance, looks like in this case, no, neither player has. But yeah, I think we're just gonna have a bit of a standard opener, unfortunately,
Oh yeah.
for us.
Everything's looking pretty standard and on the up and up. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Uh, because fun fact, it is 4 p.m. and you know what? I did not have breakfast today.
Oh, really?
I had an apple.
Oh my god!
I had an apple this morning as I was getting ready for the broadcast. And
I am telling Koro, you're in big trouble.
And I was feeling fine until now. I think now it's starting to kick in the lack of sustenance. Chase hold me.
Do you want to feel worse?
What?
You should check Smile's Twitter.
What's on his? Oh no! Was he not memeing? Was he being real? No.
Maybe real. Oh boy.
What is Smile? I don't know what his Twitter is. What's his Twitter?
I don't know either. It's probably changed.
Oh god.
Oh no, you're actually chatting poor Lion. Oh no.
Hold on, I'm checking. Yes, up. As we do have a little bit of aggression here. Oh, Tavo does snipe that building SCV.
Oh, he does, and actually he's gonna get on top of this Hellion now. Oh, is he gonna save it? No. There we go. Not much damage done. Normally, you probably want to, when you're being aggressive, have a bit more momentum. That fight go better your way. But I'd say, not the biggest problem for Tavo, but not the greatest.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, exclamation mark Funada smile for still having the My Insanity clan tag on his goddamn Twitter. But that was 10
it's still in my eye.
That was 10 years ago, Smile. That was 10 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
Shaking my head. And Funada smile because he is in fact getting a goddamn body pillow.
Oh, man, I want to see it now. Oh wait. But yes, there we go, Light. We have a body pillow ordered. We have a order of 4 Marines and a siege tank as well. This Hellion, really cute positioning with these 2 units left by Crown, but it's not going to see what is coming across the map.
Also, fun fact, I don't know if you noticed this, but Tavo has gone for this drop every single game this series. the one tank, one tank and all the Marines, and now he gets into the main base, and unfortunately, Crown was completely out of position, forced to pull all the boys off the line, and everything is coming back home.
Indeed, and this is it's not the greatest position with the tank. It's not really threatening much except the gas guys are, and he's going to be forced to back off. But as we know, if you don't lose anything when you're harassing, it's kind of, it's not a huge commitment.
It's worth it, right? You lost mining time, like you have to repair the gas geyser as well. Forces Crown to panic a little bit. You get in the head, you get in the mind. Insanity.
My insanity, you might say.
There you go.
And it's kind of that's a cute position with the Viking in the mine, maybe. Just covering that angle, the avenue, if he doesn't want to drop in the main, because we see he's sieged up on the low ground, and the main base on Berlingrad's very large. Oh, nice little catch here. Does get 1 Reaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main of Berlingrad is huge, Light, and that opens up opportunities for Doom drops later on in the series.
It really does. It really does. That's why Crown is already a little bit paranoid. He's already just ensuring that his base is safe and secure with this Viking, with this Widow Mine. As you said, very, very unique, very peculiar. As Tavo isn't necessarily pushing out yet, he does have that 3rd CC on the way.
Yes, he does. Meanwhile, the 3rd CC for Crown already finished. And we see both players kind of going into Viking production. Wait, we're at a Raven. And 3 Ravens. So we got one player probably going to go for 3 Ravens and Tavo. Meanwhile, we just got Crown going for the Vikings. And
yeah.
Can you explain to us, like, why players opt for 3 Vikings over, sorry, the 3 Ravens over the Vikings, and what kind of avenues it opens up for each player.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, Raven, especially in TvT, like, they have their uses in other matchups, don't get me wrong, especially in TvP, but TvT, like, the disables, being able to disable a tank is massive. It's insane. You're basically killing a tank for an entire fight, ideally, if you're able to take advantage of that situation. So Ravens are absolutely insane. But of course, is that the kind of flip side of that is, okay, you have all these Ravens, but if I have all these Vikings, then you can't get any disables off, right? So there's going to be that little dance, that little dynamic of air control between these 2 players. And if Crown is in position, he's going to be fine. But if the Vikings are elsewhere, then the Ravens of Tavo will reign supreme.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think another thing to kind of take note is these Ravens. Vikings are air-to-air focused. Ravens are more versatile, but in this case, oh no! Oh, the medevac. Actually, this is a decent position for Tavo.
Yeah. I mean, despite the Raven control and losing one almost full NG Raven for free, despite that, the tank count is absolutely insane. I was about to point this out earlier. Crown, he prioritized Stim. Stim has been done for quite some time, but Tavo delayed it for more tanks and for those Ravens.
Oh. Yeah, and this cycle actually going to catch a Raven too. Nice position there on the turret. Maybe some friendly fire to catch a tank more. And this third base is under a lot of threat.
It really is. Yeah, forces the lift up. A couple of workers are going down as well. The Vikings now rocking up, and now it's Tavo who has the Viking control here with the higher counts. Oh god, but does take a couple additional shots there, arguably needlessly. But yeah, due to this positioning, Crown, he can't land his third.
Yeah, that's right. And meanwhile, this is going on. Tavo's mining from his own third as well, and we see something interesting is even though Tavo invested into more Vikings, he's got a higher Viking count than his opponent, and just backing off, yeah, he's got more tanks and more Vikings. He's in a phenomenal spot, actually, all things considered.
Yeah, exactly. Now he can just rotate around. Sure, this will give an opportunity for Crown to retake this base, but I mean, Tavo doesn't want to overstay his welcome. You know, he's already got the damage that he wanted. Now he can back off, and he needs to because Crown is looking to go for a counterattack.
Indeed he is, and he kind of needs to get some sort of damage done. Really great spot on Marine, just outside the sensor tower range, actually. Kind of key position in that junction, the 3-way junction there. And Tavo's going to just position, you know, he's done decent damage. He's doing a drop to the main, actually. He just needs to really chill at the moment. Oh, it's actually Vikings, not drops. My apologies.
Hey, Vikings can drop.
Viking drop. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Dodge the sensor tower.
Yeah, the Vikings are headed straight into the main base. There we go. They do land and they do absolutely shred, annihilate these workers. Force even more lost mining time and force Crown to respond.
Yeah, and he's going to lift up, boost some Marines and help push these Vikings away. He's just gonna fly away, really. Oh, loses one Viking. It will take a lot of damage on the second one. No, it's gonna get only 2. Meanwhile, a fight as both players get caught on the map, but Tavo's got more than Crown.
Yeah, exactly. He just swallows up that army, takes out the medevac as well. With these medevacs, if he so chose to, could maybe even try and drop into the main base. But no, he's just gonna siege up and take this position once again.
Yeah, but Tavo's been loving this position, actually, and a couple less Vikings for Tavo as he pushes in here. There's more Vikings. Actually, he's got in the back. He's getting more kills, but Crown's going to be forced to lift up yet again, like.
Yeah, feels bad, man. Crown, he just wants a third base, puppy. He just wants to get a third up and running, and Tavo is just not letting him. He's not having any of it, and Crown is forced to counterattack again. He just can never push into the siege line.
Yeah, and it's kind of, we see, you know, by Tavo being the attacker, because they're both taking the third base, that place can be abused on both sides of the map, the angle that Tavo is attacking from. But just because Crown's being kept on the back foot, he can't really punish Tavo like Tavo is punishing him. And actually, is that a planetary? I can't tell. That is a planetary.
Yeah.
This could get taken out light, but it's still 3 base versus 2. Sorry, 4 base versus 2.
Exactly. At the same time, Tavo is going to try and collapse on these tanks. It looks like he will win this battle on the low ground and in the main base. No, he's being cleaned up. It looks like he won't be able to really gain control of that main. At the same time, Crown, he's actually finding some headroom. He actually finds his way up the ramp.
Yeah, wow, he's actually done really well to take those tanks out. He's got a tank shooting at the planetary above too. Going to use it to support, but you probably want to get on top of the production here because he is down in supplies, down in workers, and he's only on 2 base. He wants to end the game with this
Yeah,
side.
it's one of those things where, as you said, Crown, he is only mining on 2 bases. Like, Tavo, he can afford to lose units, he can afford to lose workers and army because he can just replace it. And now he's forced to pull the boys off the line again. These SCVs, these losses are manageable here for Tavo, and Crown just, yes, he's done so much, but he needs to get more.
Yeah, unfortunately, looks like these Marines are going to clean this up finally. I'm not sure if an F2 was used or if just that Tavo was sending everything back home, but it looks like despite everything that's going on, Tavo's tank count is still it's 8 times the tank count of Crown.
True.
To be dramatic.
8 times 1 is 8. You're not wrong. And it's about to be 10 times because 2 more tanks are coming out. Let's go, Tavo. He has a massive tank lead. He just has to utilize it. Honestly, if he counterattacked now, he could maybe even end the game. But Crown still has a very mobile army. He could maybe even force a base trade. So it's understandable that Tavo first wants to secure his 4 bases.
Yeah, it looks like Tavo, he's going to just feel comfortable just sitting back. He's got both sensor towers. He's got made another one back up on the northern side. His 2-2's just finished, and I'd expect him to kind of just chill at home and until he maxes out a bit. But it looks like he wants to get a bit aggressive here. I'm not sure if he knows there's this base where the angle he's coming from, but in the same kind of breath, he's protected where Crown's pushing in as well.
Exactly. Like, he's got his tanks, he's got his planetary, he's got boys to pull to repair, so he's fine. Fun fact, Tavo actually just weaves his way around the spotted Marines of Crown, so a bit of a feels bad man. Crown has no idea. Now he knows, but now it's too late though. The CC is gonna get targeted down.
It is, and these Marines of Crown are just so far out of position, and I feel like this, I don't want to say the beginning of the end, like, because I keep saying it, but this is the middle part of the end.
It's the end of the end, mate. It's done, mate. Oh, God.
The one thing Crown has going for him, however, he's only got 29 workers. The army values are very similar together, but he needs to get something done.
True, the army itself is quite large, and if he's able to take a couple of skirmishes here and there with the support of his tanks, maybe he can take them, maybe he can find more advantages, but trading equally like this is not what you want to be doing because Tavo has, again, the economy to replenish his losses.
Does indeed, and Tavo is actually going to move out here. He's not going to be able to jump in this army because it's in the choke point too, but really fantastic for Crown here, but he's not going to be able to push in and get the back tanks.
Yeah, the tank line is just far too strong. Tavo will take game number 3, and now he is on match point.
Match point. Hey, Light. Guess what I got?
Did you get food? Did you get a body pillow?
I got a guitar pedal.
Is that what you went to get? Was your guitar pedal at the door? God damn it.
Well, my sister was going like, knock, 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 knock. I'm like, chill out, man. Chill out, man. I'm with my homies. And she gave me a parcel, so. Not sponsored, by the way.
Not.
I wish I was.
Hashtag not sponsored. Mate, not sponsored.
They give me a sticker too. That's pretty cool. But yes, TvT. My headset battery is running low. Hashtag wireless headsets.
Let's plug it in.
We're gonna be on.
Is the cord long enough to connect to your PC and still wear at the same time? No, the cord's tiny, bro. Yeah. Now I was about to say same thing happened to me. It's a scam, mate. It's 100% a scam. Like when I had my wireless headset and I got rid of it, like the cord that it came with, you could not wear it and have it connected at the same time. I had to go out and buy a custom cord. I had to buy a custom cord, mate.
Absolute scam. Yeah, that's okay though. At least I don't have to like trip over my cord all the time.
True.
But yeah, if I suddenly disappear. You'll know why. The battery's dead. But yeah.
Fun fact: when we got out of game, Password's like, "Yo, do we want to keep it a best of 3 here and end it, or do we want to go to a best of 5?" And smiling in the chat, he's like, "Yo, I'm watching the cast, no spoilers." Because of the 2-minute delay, he's like, "Hey, calm down, buddy."
Stop it.
Oh god.
Don't miss spoiler city.
Aye.
But here we go. Like we're finally into our finals. Best of 5. It's going to be Eggs versus Smile. Do you think we're gonna see some cheese from eggs to go to bed?
100%. No, actually 100%. 100%, mate.
100%.
Let's go. Egg is my hero.
He's our savior.
Oh my god, true. Let me quickly set some things up here. Beautiful. So we have confirmation. They agreed that the bronze match was a best of 3, not a best of 5. So Tavo is our 3rd place finalist, or our 3rd place, just 3rd place, for today's tournament. Of course he is. Beautiful. Well played, Tavo. And our heart goes out to Crown as he does bow out as 4th place in this tournament instead. And now we are getting ready for our grand finals. And people in the chat, you can take part in this because it's not just the finals. We're also setting up predictions.